What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Abu. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to show you guys exactly how to be able to build out a 850 credit score if you're starting off from scratch. And trust me, your favorite guru, your fake guru, they're not going to tell you this information, so I'm going to break it down. I'm the best at this, so let's go and get into this video. Alright, let's get it, guys. So for the most part, what I really wanted to show you guys is that I wanted to be able to help you guys out build out a credit report if you're starting off from scratch. Listen, if you guys have no credit, that's a lot better than having bad credit. I know a lot of people are telling you guys the opposite on if you guys have bad credit, it's better than no credit because the banks will determine if you are a good borrower or not. That's absolutely not true, because how I look at it, right, is that if you have a brand new credit report, especially if you're 18, 20, whatever it may be, and you're starting off with no credit, that's perfect because it's almost like a diamond in the rough, right? You can be able to literally build it up exactly how you want, and then you can be able to access 50 to 100K. Might not believe that you can get $50,000 or $100,000 in the bank. That's absolutely true because of the fact that if you guys build up your credit report properly and take your time, stop trying to go ahead and rush and go ahead and get 5 different credit cards if you barely even have a $1,000 credit limit, because all you're gonna get is $1,000 credit limits and even possibly a $2,000 credit limit. That's absolutely not what you want. You want to be able to go ahead and actually use your good personal credit, build it up, take your time, let those payment histories really settle in on your credit report, then apply for credit limits. So I'm going to show you guys everything you guys need to know as far as how to be able to build it off from scratch and the accounts that you guys should add today. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. The first thing I want to go ahead and go over are secured loans and personal loans. So of course you guys want to definitely get credit cards, but if you're newly starting off your credit journey, most of the times you're not having that $10,000 or $20,000 sitting around. So what we want to do is be able to get secured loans from credit unions, because credit unions are relationship based, right? So they're going to help you guys out with being able to build out a strong relationship, because the more money that you give them, the more money they're going to give you guys in the future. Especially with credit unions, are a lot better than banks, because if you go to a Bank of America, it's a lot of burn and churn. They don't really care about you whatsoever, because if they lose 100 accounts, if they lose 50 accounts, they don't care, because they know people are going to come to the bank and they're not necessarily worried about how long you guys have been with them. Trust me, guys, if you guys go to retail banking, which are your traditional banks such as PNC, Chase is a little bit better, but Bank of America and all these other banks, they don't really care if you've been with them for 30 years or 1 year. They're going to treat you guys the same, and all it is based off of the criteria. The reason is because a lot of these bigger banks, they're regulated by the federal government, so they have strict guidelines and they don't really care who signs up for these accounts. As long as they meet the data points, they're going to get approved. So what I want you guys to do instead is to be able to build off with credit unions from the beginning, so then you guys can be able to have that relationship, and credit unions will give you guys a lot bigger bag because of the fact it's more relationship based, and also they look at you guys more of a shareholder. They need your money to exist. Compared to bigger banks, they don't really care about you whatsoever. So let me show you guys the credit unions that I would actually go with, right? And so with each of these credit unions, I want you guys to get 2 or more personal loans from them at $1,000 a piece. So what you want to do is go ahead and submit $1,000 to these banks, right? And take your time, right? If you want to go ahead and go with one bank, just go ahead and build up that relationship, get 2 or more personal loans of at least $1,000, pay that off really quickly, and what you want to do is pay off 99% of the balance within the first 48 hours, and then just drag off the rest of the balance for the next 6 months. Now if you go to Navy Federal, which have pledge loans, they'll give you guys the money right back. It's really great because they actually give you your money right back, and so you're not necessarily at a loss whenever you put up that money. So definitely make sure you guys pay it off right away and then drag off the rest of the payments for 6 months, because this will be able to help you guys increase your credit age. And remember, guys, payment history actually start off at 6 months. So Navy Federal is one of the credit unions I'd mentioned. So we just talked about Navy Federal. Now the next bank that we're going to go to is actually going to be called PenFed. So PenFed is a really great bank. It's just as good as Navy Federal. Trust me, guys, people are burning out Navy Federal, so in no time you guys are going to start seeing a lot better credit unions that are showing up, and PenFed is one of those. So go ahead and build our relationship with PenFed, and then actually go to Andrews Federal Credit Union. So this is another really great credit union that's not a lot of people really talk about. And after that, what you want to do is go ahead and go to Air Force Federal Credit Union. So with all of these different credit unions, go ahead and build out a relationship with them, right? And so again, what you guys want to do is get 2 or more secured loans at $1,000 a piece, and that will be able to help you guys out with the relationship. So all we really want to do is go ahead and actually start that relationship off, so then whenever we start building out the rest of the report, we can go ahead and apply for these credit cards. And whenever you guys do apply for these credit cards, we want to do it all at the same time. The trick that an underwriter at one of the major banks, you know, I can't snitch or give away my contacts, but they told me that if you go ahead and put up a secured credit card for $1,000 or more, the credit bureaus don't know that it's a secured credit card. So you want to go ahead and get a secured credit card with $1,000 or more. Of course, the more you have it on there, the better it is. Now, I know a lot of people, they don't want to get secured credit cards. They think that, oh, I'll just use my debit card, or I don't want to be at loss if the money is not there. Listen, guys, having a secure credit card is a lot better than a debit card, because at least the credit card will give you guys fraud protection, and it will be able to help you guys out with building credit. You're going to spend the money anyways. Now, with secure credit cards, you won't necessarily have the bonus points or any of the reward points that you'll get with the unsecured credit card, but it's a good way to establish that relationship with that bank, and later on, that secure credit card will be upgraded onto an unsecured credit card, and then they'll give you guys a lot higher limits. So that's a way to be able to really build out your credit report. The name of the game is just credit debt, right? I'll see people with the 800 credit score and they have about $2,000 worth of credit debt. That's not going to get you guys $50,000 of funding at all. What you need to do is show them that you can be able to handle higher limits, so whenever they do apply for cards, they realize that you can be able to handle these bigger bags, and so they'll go ahead and actually give you guys higher limits to begin with. But if you guys just start off with a $500 credit limit, it's literally going to take you guys years to be able to build it up to get a $5,000, $10,000 credit card. So let's go ahead and start off right off the bat, and then we can be able to go ahead and actually get those higher limit of funding. Now, boom, we talked about secure credit cards. What's next, Abu? Alright, so what's next we're going to do is actually go and get credit builder accounts. So we'll start off with the secured credit builder account loans. So first we want to go to self-lender, then we want to go to Credit Strong, right? So Credit Strong is actually going to have secured loans that are from $10,000 all the way to $30,000, and this will help you guys build up tremendous history. Now with self-lender and Credit Strong, you're not going to necessarily need to put up $1,000. What you're going to do is that they're going to approve you guys for a credit limit such as $1,000, and Credit Strong even has $10,000 or even $30,000 secured lines of credit. And what you'll do is actually pay off a monthly installment, and so whenever you pay off that monthly installment, then basically what happens is they'll report your payment history. Now the number one rule with all of these, right, I know I'm giving you guys a lot of accounts, but you guys have to look at your budget and you guys have to look at your income. The last thing I want you guys to do is to go ahead and get a late payment. So if you guys can't afford to have 5 different credit builder accounts, don't get them. Just go ahead and start off with 1 or 2 that you can afford, and then go ahead and work your way up. Because if you guys start to get 5 or even like 10 different credit builder accounts, and then you can't keep up with the monthly payment, it's going to hurt you guys a lot more than it helps you. So let's just start off right and not bite off more than we can chew. So make sure that you guys have the budget in mind whenever you're building out these credit reports. Alright, so the last accounts that I'm going to be talking about are going to be rental accounts. These are phenomenal for being able to increase your age and also your credit payment history. So this is going to really help you guys out with getting those backdated payment history that you're going to need in order to get approved. So if you guys go to Rental Karma, Rent Track, even Boom Pay, then they're going to be able to go ahead and actually report your rent, and they'll be able to backdate it 24 months. So if you guys, say for example, live with your parents, go ahead and put it on your report that you're renting out from your parents. All they'll do is verify it from the landlord, which is your mom or your dad, and so that will basically be able to help you guys out with building out credit history. And go ahead and just put the full mortgage amount, because that way you guys can be able to have a higher payment reporting. And if you guys have it backdated for 24 months, they'll give you that 24 months of history. But here's the trick. What I want you guys to do is have that open date as far as 10 years or as much as you can go. So even though they backdated 24 months of payment history, what you guys can do to increase your age is to actually go ahead and make sure that you open the account about 10 years or as far as you can go. So then when that open date appears on that credit report, it'll have a 10-year open history, so then it'll increase your overall credit age. And credit age is really important, especially when you're getting funding, because they not only want to see that you've been able to handle these accounts, but they really want to be able to see how long you've been able to establish these accounts. The more your credit age is, the better off you'll be. So trust me guys, this is going to be a key strategy on how to be able to get approved for higher limits later on. So last things last, what I want you guys to do after that is to beef up your credit report. And so the way you guys can do that is to get trade lines. Now trade lines are really good. It's almost like an authorized user. So if you don't have your family, your friends, or any relatives that are in mind that have high limit credit cards that have managed it really well, then what I would do is actually go ahead and make sure you buy trade lines. So whenever you guys have these trade lines on your report, then whenever you apply for credit, it will really help you guys out. Now another way is to get primary trade lines. So primary trade lines are all the ones that I mentioned. Now the most important aspect of this is to go ahead and have patience. You want to be able to build out these reports for 4 to 12 months. So if you guys are patient enough to be able to wait and actually build it out properly within 4 to 12 months, you guys can go ahead and apply for all these different funding strategies of your choice. Now I'll go into depth in later videos on which banks to actually use, but it's really important that you guys understand this so you guys can be able to apply for 0% APR credit cards that'll be able to give you guys the flexibility to invest in your money. Now getting the credit is great, but making sure you guys know what to do with it is another aspect that you really need to understand. And so don't go ahead and just get funded if you don't know what you're going to do with it. It's really important that you guys spend it on assets and not liabilities, because trust me guys, you guys can get it funded $100,000, but if you don't know what to do with it, it's going to leave you guys off in the worst situation. So make sure you guys can actually be able to get assets from this cash flow. Now that's pretty much it, all I wanted to go in this video. If you guys need any credit help or want to consult, definitely reach out to my team. The link's going to be below. And so I'm going to be dropping a community soon for you guys to be able to learn everything about credit, and not only just how to be able to get funded, build out your report, but also different strategies that you guys can be able to use and invest in so you guys can be able to never be broke again. And that's the reason I started this channel. So I'm out of here. Make sure you guys share this video if you like it and it's helpful, and don't forget to subscribe. And y'all know what it is, man. I'll see you at the top, my boy. Let's get it.